He hadn't posted anything in days, not a tweet, not an Instagram story, not a single word. For someone who was always so present, so full of life online, the silence was deafening. Fans started to worry, whispers began to grow. Something felt off, though no one knew exactly what. Every hour that passed without a sign of him made the tension worse. People couldn't help but ask themselves the question, where had he gone and why hadn't he reached out? This strange absence sent shockwaves through a community that had grown used to seeing every detail of his life unfold. For more emotional updates, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We promise to keep you close to every heartfelt moment. Kelly Ripa noticed it first. She had worked with him for years, shared laughs, and weathered countless storms together on set. She knew his rhythm, his ways, how he liked to stay in touch. And suddenly it all changed. Her messages went unanswered. Calls weren't returned. The energy he brought into every room, every segment, every camera angle seemed to vanish overnight. Fans were quick to notice the shift, too. Where there had been constant streams of updates, behind-the-scenes peeks, and casual jokes, there was now a vacuum. The absence was so obvious that even casual viewers sensed something was wrong. Social media accounts were scoured for clues, past posts revisited, comments reread. Everyone was searching for an answer that didn't come. The days dragged on. With each sunrise, the mystery deepened. Rumors began to form, each one darker than the last. Some said he was taking a break, a well-needed pause from the chaos of fame. Others whispered something more serious, hinting at an accident or a health scare. Every notification, every trending topic, every passing mention seemed to fuel the anxiety. The public watched with bated breath, desperate for a glimpse of reassurance. The quiet became unbearable, a heavy weight that no one could lift. Friends of friends claimed they had heard something, though nothing could be confirmed. It was as if he had slipped through reality and into a shadowed corner that no one could reach. Each passing hour, each unanswered message, each empty feed amplified the worry until it became almost tangible. And then Kelly spoke. Her voice was soft, measured, yet carried the weight of someone who had been holding back for days. "I know everyone is worried," she said, eyes glimmering with a mix of fear and hope. "He's going through something, and I can't share everything, but I promise he's okay." There was relief in some corners, hope in others, yet the words also carried a chilling reminder that not all was as it seemed. Fans flooded her social media with messages of support, prayers, and anxious questions. Every post, every reply, every tweet became a tiny lifeline connecting the worried to the missing presence. Yet, even as Kelly spoke, there was a pause, a space where answers should have been. That pause hung over everyone like a shadow they could not escape, a reminder that even public figures have private struggles and sometimes those struggles remain unseen. As the story unfolded, the media frenzy grew. Headlines screamed speculation. Every outlet had a theory. Some focused on work, others on personal life, and some wandered into the darkest corners of conjecture. Fans were divided, some desperate to protect him, others hungry for details, for any shred of truth to satisfy their curiosity. Social media became a storm of emotions, threads spiraling into hundreds of replies, reposts, and videos analyzing every subtle movement from previous appearances. People were obsessing over the smallest hints, a cryptic tweet from a month ago, a missing appearance, a cancelled interview. And through it all, Kelly remained the calm center, her words measured, gentle, but not revealing everything. Every statement she made was dissected, analyzed, and replayed in countless comment threads. And still, he was silent. The gap between rumor and reality widened with every hour. Then came the climax of tension, the moment when private pain collided with public scrutiny. Kelly's carefully chosen words did little to soothe the storm. "He needs time," she said, voice trembling slightly, "and I ask that you respect that." But the digital world doesn't pause for respect. Messages poured in by the thousands. Some were kind, some accusatory. Some assumed the worst. The line between fact and fear blurred, leaving everyone wondering, could she really protect him, or was the truth slipping further away? The emotional intensity was palpable, like a storm building on the horizon. Fans felt the fear, the longing, the uncertainty. They wanted clarity, a sign, a word that would pierce the mystery. Yet all that existed was silence, punctuated by Kelly's measured reassurance, a reminder of human fragility under the weight of scrutiny. Finally, the days passed into a strange limbo. The frenzy did not end, but something had shifted. The truth, or at least part of it, became clear. He was never seen again that week. No public appearances, no messages, no online presence. The tension, the worry, the speculation all lingered like smoke in the air. Kelly's words echoed, carrying the weight of both hope and helplessness. It was a cinematic pause, a moment where viewers had to sit with the ambiguity, the fragile line between rumor and reality, between presence and absence. People realized that sometimes not all stories have immediate answers. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words, and in that silence, the world learned to wait, to hope, and to hold space for those who disappear, even for just a while. For more emotional updates, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.